So the plot looks awful. And then I'm going to start with the herb bed. Give it a trim. Give it a tidy up. And then just move on bed by bed. It's the only way I can tackle it on my own. Feels like a big job. This is why you got to be careful with the roses. I had several stuck in me, and the scratches. So thankfully I can pull them out easily. So I thought I'd just check to make sure that this chocolate mint wasn't growing at the bottom. It's not, but look, rodent holes. It doesn't matter if you use bark chippings or cardboard or weed suppressant fabric, they still like to dig their tunnels. Well, it might not look pretty. That's a lot more manageable now. And hopefully I haven't killed off my lavender, because I have cut it back quite hard. Harder than you're supposed to. So I haven't cut back like the lovage or the chamomile, but like the winter savoury, the lavenders, the chive over there, I've trimmed those all back. I've trimmed the mint back. I've given the thyme a little bit of a trim and the oregano a little bit of trim. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, time to harvest a few tomatoes, probably before they get late. But yeah, there's some to harvest. Not tons, but some. So, not the biggest of harvests. I had a bigger one than that the other day, but I've only had a couple of harvests of these. And it's September, and I think blight is just about starting. I know, I should be thankful that I've had a harvest, even if it's not been a big one. Something's better than nothing. So I'm going to rip out all these tomatoes apart from that one, which has one on it, because I want to save it for seed. And I'm going to cut back the brambles over there. So that looks a lot better. Now I've got to tackle this beast at the end, all these brambles. Got to cut them back so I can get to my compost bins. I think that looks a lot clearer. And I can get to the water butt there without getting cut on brambles. So I've cut back a few of the plum branches, cut back brambles so I can get to the water butt there. I've cut back slightly here, but I'm going to harvest the apples over here. Most of these apples look actually quite nice, so I'm going to pick them. So I've started harvesting some sweet corn, but I keep having to cut off the top bit, sorry, because only like half to 3/4 of it is pollinated. But some is better than nothing. Look. Maybe half, just over half is pollinated. I'll just chop the top bit off. Here's the test. An okay size. Tassels all like that. And can I do this with one hand? Again, half the cob isn't pollinated, but that half is. And hopefully, yeah, milky white substance. I think I'm just going to pull them now, because I don't think they are going to get any riper, and I don't want the rodents taking them. Look at the cobs. This, it's like that. Oh, look. You know what that is? I think that's a ladybird larvae. I'd rather the tassels look like that. But I don't think I'm going to get any more pollinated. So there are about 7 cobs there, which don't look as dark as those. So I think I'm going to risk leaving them just a few more days, and hopefully they will ripen up a bit more. I know I'm risking it with the rodents, but that is what I've got so far. So I thought I should harvest that decent purple cabbage. At least get some kind of a harvest. The leaves are a bit rough, but the heart looks okay. So I will pull that out. It shrunk down to this. But this looks quite edible. So I had a very rare and precious thing. I had a few carrots grow, and I'm going to harvest them before the rodents get them. Well, this might not be a prize winner to you, but to me, I think it's the longest carrot I've ever grown. That's pretty good considering what a crappy year we've had for growing. How are the old carrots done? Well, considering I didn't want to come down, so I thought everything looks rubbish. Stuff's dying or being eaten by wildlife. It's not grown as I wanted it to. I've hardly had any harvest. And then this, let me show you. Look at that. It might not be abundant weekly, but I am very grateful to harvest that. I've got 3 cabbages there, some lovely carrots, even though I've only got a few, sweet corn, my best crop so far of apples, some pears, and a few tomatoes. What a lovely crop. Not bad for a corn harvest. And look, I got 3 that were fully pollinated. So I'm quite pleased with that. Well, I've trimmed at the front and I've trimmed the 2 side paths. Just trying to keep on top of the things I can. The plot still looks a mess, but I have made progress.